everybody, welcome back. I hope you're doing really well. A few comments on the Paris vlog asking me to recreate the makeup that I did for the Victor and Rolf show, so that's what I'm going to do today. Really glowy. My eyes were a little bit more simple, but I've got a new liner that I want to use, so eyes are going to be slightly different, but I'm going to do the skin exactly the same. I feel like that was the main bit. So yeah, I'm just going to zoom you in and get straight into it. It's literally a million degrees in here and I have to film with my window shut because all my neighbours are the loudest people in the world, so... First thing I used was the Supergoop Glow Screen. This is like a new product that I've been using pretty much every day recently and I love this. But obviously not only is it SPF but it's really glowy, so it's really nice to use underneath makeup. I'm using this every day for about 2 weeks and I love it. So kind of using that almost as like a primer today. With my skin, I actually didn't use a foundation as such. I kind of just built up concealers. I didn't want to have anything too heavy on. It was really hot in Paris. Be a little bit more natural but still have coverage, so I decided to not go for like a full foundation. So yeah, I'm going to do that again today. The thing I used was the Armani Luminous Silk Concealer. This is the shade 5.5. I've been using this for quite a while. I don't think I've actually ever used it in a video, but like day to day, this is what I use quite a lot. And I just layered it up, almost using it as a foundation. It's just a really nice lightweight concealer, so I always feel like it works quite nicely. And just taking a damp sponge, I'm just going to start blending that in. It just gives a really sheer layer of coverage. I feel like it wears a little bit nicer throughout the day as well. I'm going to be building up concealer underneath my eyes and like bronzer and blush around this area. I feel like it's nicer to not have too much coverage underneath it if you can get away with it. But that literally just evens everything out. Just added a little bit of coverage but still looks like skin. This is actually really nice kind of for day to day if you just don't want to do anything too much but you just want to even things out. And I went in with the NARS concealer. This is the shade medium 1 Custard. This is like the liquid version of this. I love them both so much. And then I kind of concentrated that underneath my eyes and anywhere that I wanted to add brightness. I feel like with this kind of method you're a lot more in control of the coverage as you go. I think definitely the way I used to do my makeup was just like chuck foundation on all over and then build everything on top, and I think that does work. Like I do still do that sometimes. I actually think about my makeup more and I think about where I want coverage and the actual end look that I want. I feel like this kind of gives me that a little bit better, so I'm gonna let it sit underneath my eyes for a little bit. Give it time to marinate. Thank you so much for the love on the Paris vlog. I feel like vlogging is something that I always think is really out of my comfort zone, but I actually had a lot of fun doing that. I feel like I kind of got the style of vlog that I like down in that one. When I've done them in the past, I don't think I've actually done a vlog for like 2 years or something. I can't remember the last time. I think that style is more me with little clips in. I like watching people and I like kind of bringing that all together, if that makes sense. Yeah, I like having a mixture of like talking bits and then bits that are just clips of like where I am, and yeah, I feel like I managed to do that in Paris quite nicely. It's always nice when people actually enjoy it as well. But yeah, it was so much fun. I'm actually going to the south of France end of next week, so I'm gonna try and kind of just do like a similar thing, like not overly vloggy. It's gonna be a way more chilled trip anyway, so there's not gonna be as much to like talk about, but yeah, I just enjoy kind of filming things and making videos. So yeah, it's gonna be like that, so hopefully that will be fun. The comments were so lovely on it, it's just really nice. It was like the craziest thing ever, but so amazing. Just taking it up that next level, just giving it a little bit more of like a polished look, brightened everything up a bit. Pretty sure what I actually did was took the pot version of that concealer as well. Just taking my finger, I just patted it in any areas that I feel like sometimes I need extra brightness. So that's kind of outer corner here normally. Little bit in there. There's like a lot to have like 3 concealers on already, but it really doesn't feel like you've actually got any makeup on, which is why I really like the combination of those 3. It looks really natural and just like your skin, but I think all 3 of them have really different qualities, which is why I like using them together. A little bite underneath my eye here. It's really ruining my vibes. Remnants of Paris spot, still there, going strong. Just patting a little bit around this area. I feel like whenever you're hot, that's kind of where your makeup can move a little bit. So there we go. So actual base makeup is on, so that's all I did for coverage. Just going to take the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Finish setting powder. This is the shade 1, and I'm just going to set everything in place. I think I did have quite a bit of setting powder on, kind of patting it on rather than sweeping. But even though the skin was really glowy, I knew that I needed it to last. So I did set it quite a bit But this powder never seems to like make my skin look dry or cakey at all, which is why I really like it. Just setting underneath my eyes and kind of around my mouth, just where things might start moving a little bit. I've been using the Refi bronzer in tan. This is like a cream bronzer, and I'm just going to use a flat foundation brush. And this is actually really, really pigmented, so I only use a little bit of it. And just start warming up my skin with this. Really good for more of like an all over bronze rather than like a contour. I don't think I actually like particularly contoured for that makeup look. I wanted it to be really, really fresh and bright. I always think swapping a powder bronzer for cream makes your makeup look so much more natural. It's really nice like when you're on holiday as well. It just gives that really beachy, very sun-kissed look. I'm just warming it up. My skin really needs to be warmed up a little bit because my body is so much more tanned. I pretty much wear like factor 50 on my face every day anyway, and I don't really get in the sun that much. And I always think like when you're tattooed, it just looks darker because of the amount of like black there. Brush, I'm just going to pat that across the bridge of my nose. My skin's all warmed up, looking nice. Oh god, I'm literally sweating. This is gross. Moving on to blush. Colour wise, everything was kind of peachy, just very fresh. So I'm going to take the Beauty Bay Peachy blush. This is one of my favourites ever. And I'm just going to build that up. Very skin focused look, which obviously I love. Because my hair was slicked back and I was wearing that amazing dress, I wanted to keep it almost quite like editorial, just very clean. Not too much going on. Originally, what is that? Originally I kind of thought about doing like a really thick black liner to make that dress a little bit more grungy. But then when I actually tried the dress on, like it wasn't as like pretty, that bit of hair. It wasn't as like pretty as I thought it was going to be, which was perfect to be honest. I think I like very last minute changed the whole look I was going for, a bit more like fresh and pretty. I think just balanced really nicely with the dress, so I was really happy with how this makeup turned out. It's obviously always a little bit stressful when you're like getting ready for something and you're getting ready in a different place. Like that hotel was amazing. I've got ready in some very, very dodgy hotels before. I'm just going to add my freckles back in. This is the Vive Rumour lip liner, so I'm just going to use that. Just kind of add some more in. Hair. Like an eyebrow hair, can I add? Not a moustache hair, but... Oh yeah, by the way, my hair's like kind of ginger again. I used one of my old orange Bleach London toners on it last night, and I feel like it's just given it a little bit more. I think that's when I don't like my hair, is when it feels too flat. I always love when my hair's a little bit more coppery. I feel like it just kind of works. Nice, especially with like a warm makeup look. I feel like it always just looks really good. I digress. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, so the highlighty bit, this was the bit that really brought everything together. Really random actually, and I don't know if you're meant to do this, but I did do it. The Refi Topaz Body Glow. I was using this, I was like putting it on my legs and like shoulders and stuff. And I think what was left on my hands, I just like patted on my face, and it looked amazing. This is the body version of the Refi highlight, but I think this is a little bit thinner. So it kind of just sat a bit nicer and it didn't break me out or anything. So, you know, I just think, what difference does it really make? If it's good enough for your body, I don't know. It was fine and it worked really well, so I'm gonna do that again. Literally just taking the tiniest bit. You can see it's kind of more like a, I'd say it's more of a champagne-y colour, and it's a lot thinner in consistency to the actual Face Refi Glow. A lot more of like a wet glow rather than like a glowy glow, if that makes sense. Just taking the tiniest little bit and I'm gonna pat it like onto my nose. Didn't really realise until I watched the video back, but I was like, oh, my skin looks really, really healthy. And I honestly think it was this. Yeah. Around here. Almost where it's thinner, it kind of doesn't disturb my makeup underneath. I actually really like the Refi face one, but I think sometimes it has too much of like a cast underneath it. It's quite bronzy, whereas this is a little bit more champagne-y. I think it kind of just like, you can see it just catches the light more. I really prefer the Refi one as like a bronzer. I quite like using that all over my face when I don't have anything else on it. But this one I think actually for like a kind of targeted highlight probably works a little bit nicer. I love using highlights like this like around my temple. I think it's so nice. I love that so much. I think it just adds a really like natural glow. It doesn't look like a super glittery highlight or anything. It just looks like your skin's kind of naturally really dewy. I'm actually filming in natural light today, which is really good, so you can see how it catches the light without any artificial light or anything. There we go. I think that's it for skin. I'm pretty sure that's all I did. So I'm going to set everything in place with the Urban Decay All Nighter spray, or nothing's going to go anywhere. Also just helps melt all the powder in. I don't like having too much powder on my skin, but I feel like it was necessary for this. So that's it for skin. So I'm going to zoom you in and get on with my brows and my eyes. Fill in my brows quickly. As always, I'm going to take the About Face Brow Arch. This is the shade 6 Chocolate Brown. So I'm just going to start by brushing through them. I've got a bit of the Anastasia Brow Freeze in them. I've fallen back in love with that at the moment. I feel like it's the thing I just always go back to. It seems to just work the best for my brow hair. My brows are quite thick and coarse, so I think when I was using like soap brows, unless I like really like pushed it and laid them flat, it just wouldn't hold. I really always want that look. I quite like when they still look natural, but they're just kind of held in place. And just really softly filling in the front of it. Literally love this brow pencil so much. I haven't used anything else since I filmed with these. You're aware of like breathing loudly when I'm filming. Like at no other time do I ever think that I'm breathing loud. I swear as soon as I go quiet and do my brows, I'm like I just kind of defined them a little bit more. Okay, so this is the exciting bit. It's all exciting to be honest, isn't it? But this bit's really exciting. I've got a brand new product to show you. Something that I'm very into at the moment. The brand new product from Vive. This is the Power Ink Liner plus Focus. The Power Ink Liner is still not in focus, is it? But you get the gist, you get the general idea. New liner from Vive. I am in love with this. It was here when I got home from Paris, so I've been using it for about a week. Obsessed. Literally in love with it. I've tried a lot of eyeliners in my time as well, and this is really takes the biscuit. I feel like I used to do liquid, like super black wings almost every day, especially when I worked in makeup. I feel like I was doing that every day. I feel like this has just made me fall in love with them again. Like I've been doing them every day for like a week and it's just so good. So yeah, really excited to show you this. So what I'm going to do is take that Charlotte Tilbury setting powder again, just on a little fluffy brush, and I'm just going to run that across my lids. Get any creasing out. Just make sure nothing's going to move about. I'm just going to take the liner and I'm just going to do some little simple wings. I'm not really sure what kind of vibe I want to go for. But like whenever I start doing wing liner, it always ends up being big. So it might happen, it might not. I'm not really sure. I can't promise anything. First thing I want to mention about this liner is I love the shape of it. It's got like a flat edge here, so it's not completely round. I think you've probably heard me moan about this quite a bit before, but this one's not so bad, but I have it with other products where they're like this shiny, what is that called? Like where they're like this shiny material and they're completely round. It's so hard to like get these off sometimes, and really uncomfortable to like hold them. But this is like perfect shape, so I imagine that is probably the reason why. So even just holding it, you kind of end up holding it like a pen, so it's just really comfy to hold. I think sometimes that's what people have an issue with. They think they like don't have a steady hand or it's hard to do it, but actually I think trying to hold a round slippery thing, that's not going to be easy for anyone. So this is like perfect, especially if you struggle with liner. I think this would really help. Design wise, absolutely perfect. That's like the first thing I noticed about it. Start at the outer corner and I'm just going to draw a little line kind of to about here. I'm going to kind of bring it along. Okay, it's happened. We're doing big wings. I knew it was going to happen. Always one of my favourite eye looks ever. Like I said, I used to do this all the time. I just love it. So black. Kind of dries down like semi-matte. So not really matte that it looks like it's going to flake off. But just beautiful. I'm so in love. And like the precision is so easy. So tiny as well, so it's really easy to get like really sharp edges with it. Blown away. I'm so obsessed. I'm gonna do the same on the other side. Don't expect me to talk to you while I do it. Nothing personal. Really nothing personal. There we go. Beautiful wings. So I'm just gonna pop some mascara on with the Byredo Astronomical mascara. Astronomically priced, I would add. Up my lashes. I feel like when I've got like big winged liner on, you kind of lose your lashes anyway, and I'm not too worried about that. I'm going to kind of squeeze them just so they sit quite nice and low. I like when I have this sort of liner on just to keep that shape. I think sometimes if I do like big lashes, it kind of is just giving a lot. So looking at my face, I feel like I want to add more blush. So just taking that same blush, I'm just going to build it up a little bit. I always feel like once my eyes are on, you can kind of get away with way more. There we go, much better. So that's it for eyes. I want to keep it really liner focused. So I'm just going to do my lips and then we're done. So take the Charlotte Tilbury Iconic Nude Lip Liner. I've been like obsessed with this recently. And I'm just going to overline, I'm going to overline my lips with that. I'm just going to kind of define the Cupid's bow. I want a little bit more of like a pointy lip today. I normally do more of like a straight top lip, but it's quite fun to like play around with shapes. I'm just filling my lips in with that as well. Then I'm just going to take a little bit of the Vive Lip Dew in the shade Pesca. I'm just going to pop a tiny bit of that on. And I kind of like, I don't know why I'm trying to talk and do that. And I kind of like rub it into my lips. I just like when it has that like natural sheen rather than like really, really glossy. I'm pretty sure that's what I had on my lips at the show as well because I didn't want anything too matte. I'm pretty sure that's what I had on. So there we go, that's the finished look. I'm going to show you everything nice and close. That is the finished look. As always, all the products that I've used will be linked in the description box down below. Thank you so much for watching this and thank you for being here. I hope you'll have a beautiful rest of the day wherever you are and I'll see you all very soon. Love you.